I'm going to continue the commentary on Rowling's Harry Potter series. So, um, it's just that Rowling, he had an idea that you know, it resonated with a certain type of a lot of people make up all these scenarios to try to it's like historical fiction or alternate history, right? They come up with these different you know, scenarios of this person becomes president. Yeah, it's a lot like that. And Rowling just you know adds some ideas that are the thing is um the thing is Rowling appeals to a lot of different folks because there's two types. She appeals to a certain audience who struggles with um, just say um, certain ideas. She also appeals to like a certain person that she brings ideas that both of these types of people often miss. Um, so who are these both types of people? ESTPs, ISTPs, ESTJs, and IST. Now, that's only four personalities, not just limited to them. It's also limited to the others, which includes the other two beta types and the other two delta types, which um, there's certain ideas in the book that um, a lot of people miss. It might be the sequence of the characters. It could be just the main ideas itself. It could, I mean, there are 7 books. And, it's just like one book might resonate for and then it's like, oh, maybe you know, there's so many components to it because you know, you know it just it's a huge fictional universe that it's just it's just a lot of people who have the books and they have the writers, the movies. It just you know, it's like these ideas they couldn't have come up with, could have figured it out, right? It's not like so there's certain things that make certain people very emotional. It just people don't like the idea of having money spent. It seems like a waste. Um, nice waste. This, you know, these books are known, in between $10 and $20 nowadays. 2024, you can probably get it at a thrift store for less than $1. You can probably get it for free in some, you look at the right place. That wasn't the case back then, but still, book. Well, yeah, no, it's just it became best selling, but it's just I look at some of the criticism of the book, and it's just like it's because a lot of people really rely on these ideas. Um, it's kind of a form of laziness. It's like why I described the Democratic Party really relies on the school system to avoid thinking. Um, in many ways, the criticism that J.K. Rowling's books, it's just like you there's a reason why people purchase it. The only problem is the only folks that try to prevent Rowling from publishing it. I mean, exactly like the publishers tends to make earn the money, not to promote a certain scenario or political agenda or something similar. Those two things are completely different. The publishers saw a huge opportunity with Rowling and obviously earned a lot of money with that. Because the thing is, um, the ideas really resonate. Right? It's like we've all had experiences in school where we didn't know what the answers were. And there was always opportunities for yeah, such and such, right? There's a hint, you decide there's a solution, there's an answer key, that kind of stuff, right? It's very tempting to just yeah, get to the answer key and just memorize that, right? Rowling does that in many ways. It is different because it is applied to the real world, very much so. And people just really need this, right? No question was best selling for that exact reason. It's just um, but we also have to consider the other point of view that it doesn't, because a lot of people use it as a crutch, it doesn't actually get the results in terms of the political aspect, right? And we clearly see that perhaps for some folks that might be the case, but for others, um, clearly see that it has done many things. Um, you clearly see like everywhere you go in the developed world, spend enough time to see, you'll probably see some products of that. Um, you'll see it somewhere. Okay. Um, so, you know, the thing is, the criticisms are doesn't. It's like we clearly see that human nature. Like it's hard to make these general observations, make it turn up to generalization. But we clearly see that a lot of people there are niche ideas, right? They're not very like just don't appeal to the laziness, because the laziness of this type of thinking is very common. Um, and Rowling just had the idea that just appealed to you know, that thinking, right? So we all know that can't remember the term was bronze pair, but basically it was basically like whatever your type is, you take the opposite of the function. So like I said earlier, ESTP with opposite is INFP. ESTJ's opposite is INFJ. So it's very tempting to have something like that in a book and you know or a movie. It's just like the you just have the book. It's like a reference, right? So it's like if you're taking an exam in school and you have like some notes and you just you're basically using the notes. No, it's not really like that, but like it's just it's not really like that, but like it's what I could come up with. It's just the thing is the books it really resonate. You know, it's just in the variety of cover images. People need this stuff, right? It's just that they have the money and they're gonna spend it on it, right? It's you the storyline's relatable, right? Not only that, like I've looked at books that didn't come close to bestselling. It's just I get the sense that their readability is very different. Even if I'm comparing fiction to fiction, or fiction to non-fiction, there's a clear difference. Um, the readability of these best-selling books are clear. Um, it's just that you know certain things that like certain things that yeah, I've read these. I've read these books. They're just um, they're very readable. Yeah, it's just you know, that's the thing. The UK and the US, the you know culture of these two countries. Now, I don't know. I haven't done much research on publishing companies, such and such. That's something that I could do, but I get the sense that two cultures. Yeah, like many books of what they have the publishing offices. You see like the city names, like the first 3 pages of the book usually have something like New York City and London, such. Right? So, um, you like you'll see, uh, I see that frequently in many books. So, um, it's just, um, I, I haven't taken enough writing classes to um, really get an idea what the publishing companies are like. Um, of course, there's numerous um, finished, unpublished stories or supposed like just amazing ideas. They never been published. And I'm not talking about the ones this decade. I'm talking about some including the 1990s and 2000s. You almost never. You have to put a lot of effort just to find those manuscripts or PDF files or whatever. Right? Um, it's just the routing that appeals to this type of laziness and people think they don't want to. Some struggle with rationalism, others struggle with logic and logic. Uh, so Rowling was able to appeal to both camps, including the two types of folks I described earlier. Um, that's what it takes to have a best-selling fiction series. Uh, you have to be able to appeal to both camps of somewhat, right? A lot of non-best-selling books are just, just struggle with this. Like, and that includes the children's books uh, genre. We all know that certain children's books are very best-selling. I'm not gonna list names out of there's Cat in the Hat, there's Good Night Moon, stuff like that, right? We've all seen that, right? Um, of course, I have taken the time to look at children's books that are not even close to bestselling. Yeah, I definitely see that the opinions are very, very different. The art chosen is very different, very different in the sense. Not only that, the message is very different. Right? It doesn't. It only appeals to a certain type of person. Right? The other types, they don't find the